the testing. Alright, everybody, welcome here. So, the story about this little
Alright, I want
scenario.
a full detail, full story.
See the scenario?
I want
With
to
the
know
eye?
what happened,
Can't
how
see it.
happened, how painful. I want to know every...
Shut up, Zeb. I'm telling the story. Shut up.
1 sec, I'm joking.
Oh, for fuck's sake, now I gotta wait. Now I gotta wait. Because somebody's joining.
What? Alright, it's fine. Yeah, you shouldn't speak to me like that.
Zeb. Shh.
Alright, I'm in chat.
Alright, everybody's in the chat. Alright, here we go. So, the scenario behind this little incident that caused me to, like, not be able to see out of half of my face. Okay? Well, when I was about 8 years old, my little brother about 6 years old, we had a hill behind my parents' house. And on the other side of that hill was my dad's shop. So, we'd go up on the hill and we rolled rocks down the hill and listen to it and hit my dad's shop. Well, my dad got a little pissed about that, told us to stop it. So, we did. But then one day we decided we wanted to build a fort on this hill. There was a nice flat spot under a tree. It was fucking awesome. It was like the perfect fort spot, you understand? Fort of the gods. So, since we could no longer roll the rocks down the hill, we were carrying the rocks down the hill. So, after cleaning it off for about half an hour, I'm carrying this big-ass rock down the hill. My brother yells something. And I turn around, drop the rock, and go, "What? Do you not see it?" Did a backflip, landed, boom! Apparently, my brother was yelling, "Look out!" as I caught a stick with my eyeball, because apparently I'm a fucking great catch. He had thrown a stick. It happened to hit me right in the eyeball. If I hadn't turned around, it would have hit me in the back of the head. Not a problem. But anyways, I'm laying there in the dirt. My brother comes running down the hill, freaking out.
I heard you talking a minute.
Break! Shush! I'm telling a story. So, anyways,
Yeah,
I'm laying there.
that.
Shh.
What's up, Greg?
Laying there on the ground.
Don't tell me to mute your fucking mic.
Shh.
Now I'm just going to talk to piss you off. See what you did there? Now I'm just going to just blatantly try to piss you off right now because you're telling me to.
What's up, Brick?
So where's my Kevlar?
Fucking good trade.
Their brick is muted for the inevitable future. So, anyways,
Brick, I'm gonna invite you.
laying there on the ground,
I muted Brick, fuck that.
and everybody, shut up.
Oh, we have the dream team, GG.
So, anyways, I'm laying there on the ground. My brother's like, "I'm sorry, I didn't mean to," crying, and I'm like, "It's okay, just go get mom and dad." And if some asshole doesn't quit biting me while I'm telling a story, I'm gonna leave.
You can sit in
Invite
lobby
me.
with us for while you tell the story, can't you? Damn.
Zeb, invite
I
me.
won't start it till you're done.
Yes, but you guys keep talking this shit. Shut up.
Alright.
So anyways, he runs up to get my mom and dad. I lay there, fucking blood coming out of my fucking eye socket, all that, fucking hurt like a bitch. I'm going into shock. Fucking laid there for what seemed like an hour.
Invite me, Brick.
So I fucking walked up to the house, because nobody was showing up. Climbed over a barbed wire fence, climbed over a second barbed wire fence, pant leg caught on the fucking barbed wire fence, landed on a giant pile of rocks. That fucking
What's
sucked.
the dream team, Zeb?
So anyways, then
Ask Brick.
got to the house and opened the door. I was like, "Hi, Mom and Dad, I'm okay," as I
We
passed
have
out.
4 components of the dream team right now.
And so then my dad
I
took me
forget
to the
who the
hospital.
fifth was.
Will you shut the fuck up, Zeb? Oh my god, I asked people to be quiet for 1 minute. Fucking ruin my story, fuckers. Shut the hell up. So anyways, my dad drives me to the hospital. Hour and a half drive to the hospital, my dad makes it in 30 minutes. Fucking sitting there at the hospital, I wake up for a minute. As I hear the doctor say, "We can do nothing for your son here. You have to either go to Phoenix or to Albuquerque." Well, my dad didn't know where the hospital was in Phoenix, but he knew exactly where it was in Albuquerque. So, he rushes home, another half-hour drive, picks up my mom, my little brother, and we rush to Albuquerque. Pew. Fucking 3.5-hour drive. Actually, it was closer to 4 hours back then because the road was all fucked. He made it in about 2 hours. We get to the hospital. They put 150 stitches in my eyelid and 100 stitches in my eyeball, I think is what it was. Some shit like that. It was a whole lot of fucking stitches. So anyways, this happened on Thursday. Monday I was back at school, whatever, getting made fun of because I was now having to wear an eye patch with bandages and shit on my face. So a couple months later I go back, they remove the stitches. I can see perfectly fine. So then one day when I was about 12 years old, I woke up and I yelled for my mom, and she came running in the room and said, "What's wrong?" And I essentially had gone to sleep, being able to see perfectly fine. I woke up the next morning, phew, gone. Fucking switched off. Nothing there. At all. So then I went and saw some other doctors. We ended up getting in contact with a specialist by the time I was about 16. Guy was one of the best eye doctors in the country. He went all around the country fixing up kids' eyes and shit. So they gave me a surgery, and essentially what had happened was over the years there had been too much scar tissue buildup on my retina, and it caused it to just blank out because it could no longer send signals through it. So they cut the scar tissue off, and it didn't help at all. It actually made the problem worse. I used to be able to see shadows and shit. After that, I couldn't see anything at all. But then is when the real problems started, because we kept going back and seeing the doctors, and it was just becoming a financial burden on my parents. It was becoming stressful on me because we're having to go make these trips every week and all this shit. So I eventually told my mom, I was like, "It's not helping. I'm done. I don't want to do this anymore." And she said, "Okay." You know, I was like 18 at the time. It was like 2 years later. And I was like, "I know you want them to be able to fix my eye so that, you know, I am perfect." You know what I mean? But it's not happening, and it's costing us too much money. So anyways, when I was about 19, I was up in college and everything. I'd already quit my first college, went to another one because of financial problems due to the fucking college being a bunch of assholes. And I ended up waking up and my eye fucking hurt. It felt like somebody was fucking taking another stick and going and just stabbing me in the eye over and over and over and over again. And I was like, what the fuck? So I went and saw another specialist who said, "Oh, well, you had an infection, but it's gone now, and you shouldn't have any other problems." That was a fucking lie and a half. Fucking, for the next few years, I would wake up in the middle of the night in extreme pain. Fucking shit sucked ass. Till eventually, when I was about 20, I ended up living with another aunt and uncle and working, and my uncle worked for an eyeglass place. You know, they just made eyeglasses or whatever, but his boss was a doctor there. And the fucking shame shit happened. My aunt was like, "Go over there right now, go see him." So the doctor sat me down in front of a machine for 30 seconds. And he's like, "Oh, well, you have an infection in your eyeball. And I would imagine it's causing you extreme pain because it looks like it's been there for a few years." He's like, "I need to take these eye drops for 4 days." And I was like, "What?" He's like, "Yeah, take these for 4 days and you'll be fine." So I took the eye drops for 4 days. My eyeball hasn't hurt like that since. After I spent tens of thousands of dollars to figure out why the fuck my eye hurt. So, a free bottle of eye drops, because the doctor gave them to me for free, because my uncle worked there, and it was all better. Don't get me wrong. My eye, it still hurts. You guys get a fucking grain of sand in your eye, you're like, "Oh, rub it out, it fucking, you know, whatever." I get a grain of sand in my eye, and I'm fucking done for the rest of the day. I will fucking go wash it out, I will lay the fuck down, and I will not do anything. And it sucks. This is why I no longer go to doctors, if at all possible. Like actual doctors. I'll be laying dead in the street. Leave me there to die, I don't care. Because of this situation. Zelix, welcome to the channel, my friend. How are you? We were just getting done telling the story about how I lost the vision in my left eye. You kind of missed that. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
ZilixXD with the follow. Thank you very much, sir. It's greatly appreciated, and you're fucking awesome. But yeah, guys, that's the story about my left eye. It kind of sucks, but I was young enough that it happened, that I was able to get used to it. People say I shouldn't have depth perception, blah, 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 blah. I do alright with that stuff. I got used to it. The problem I have, though, is since I lost vision in that eye, my good eye tried to overcompensate when I was younger, so I'm kind of nearsighted now by quite a bit, because it tried to make it to where I could see like a normal person with one eyeball, and that shit don't work. But yes, that is the story about my eyeball.